This is Sybert signing into Red Alert 3 on the map Industrial Strength. In the south, as the Red Allies, we have Pika. Mates Pika, if you will. And in the north, walling off already, as the Blue Allies, it's an AVA mirror. This is NeverCheese. Is this some kind of... is this guy some kind of, whoa, I'm totally blanking. Smurf. Is he some kind of Smurf? Couldn't think of it. No idea. I didn't really do that much research. So, if this is someone else whose name ordinarily isn't NeverCheese, I don't know, but reach out, let us know. Double racks opening from both players. Pika going to be forced into the middle by this wall, although I don't know that he actually ran over there and saw that it was walled in. I was kind of curious if, when I saw that first wall going up, if this was going to be one of those, like, airfield all-ins, which you sometimes see on Industrial Strength, given the, just the geography of the map. You sometimes see those airfield all-ins. I think Vindy's had some sick builds on this map where he would like wall in very specific ways. So you'd have like your refinery and your airfield stuck together, protected by a wall with like a power plant and whatever. And that was pretty much the deal. It's always so annoying when your force attack peacekeepers knock your other peacekeepers over because they're in front of them. It looks like Pika has no intention of anyone using this garage, so he definitely doesn't want to use the garage, and he doesn't want his opponent to use the garage. But considering the War Factory has come down from NeverCheese, he may have other plans with this. One single Javelin Trooper going to be busting through this wall, potentially going for a snipe. Might just want to go for the snipe on the ore refinery rather than the Prospector itself, and it looks like that is what he's doing. Peacekeeper loaded up into this multi-gunner IFV, and I assume that engineer is going to be heading to the garage so that these multi-gunners are going to be a little bit more effective. This dog trying to block the wall off from being completed. That's 1,000 IQ kind of a move there from NeverCheese, and by that I mean from Pika. That's the, as they say, a big brain move. Going to be using his dog to block that off. So annoying, going to be losing that refinery. Going to be trading out probably all 3 of these Javelin Troopers, considering that these IFVs have Peacekeepers inside of them. But to cut off the economy of your opponent, trading 3 Javelin Troopers almost certainly going to be worth it. The garage is going to get repaired up, which does give, of course, that free health back to these IFVs, allowing them to be much more mobile. They can take more damage. They don't have to return back home to the War Factory for those repairs. That second refinery is up, and this is, oh, man. NeverCheese, I feel for you, man. I feel for you. That's not your fault. It's one of the sad, sad things about the story of this game, and, of course, the developers, the brave individuals who worked on this game, getting screwed by EA there in the development cycle. And that is the result, is like, 12 years after this game came out, we still have stuff like this. And that's just terribly, terribly unfortunate. And we all feel very bad for NeverCheese. Pika going to be doing what he can to clean out that garage, and that is definitely annoying. Looks like Pika is going to be losing his oil derrick. He is going to be reclaiming this building as these guys... okay, so he was going to use his Peacekeepers to knock down the slow-moving Peacekeepers of his opponent, but NeverCheese did pull them back. Nice little back and forth going on there for these 2 guys. The garage, probably it's close to just a single Vindicator being able to take it down. Not sure if he wants to sacrifice one Vindicator to be able to do that, but it looks like the power plant is going to be going down. And again, NeverCheese, this isn't your fault. You are literally being harmed in this game, and it's not because you're playing bad. It's just because the game decided. Today it's you. Vindicator is going to be taking a little bit more damage, not the heavily damaged one, though, so they will be able to escape. One multi-gunner turret hanging out behind this wall just to keep this airfield extra safe in case these IFVs try and bust down the wall. They'll have to deal with that multi-gunner turret. Of course, industrial strength, one of the features, is the way the refineries are laid out. Your 4th and 5th refineries are very close to each other. IFE is going to be coming back over, but of course, without any multi-gunners or without any peacekeepers inside of the IFEs, it's going to take them a long time to actually clear out those peacekeepers. Pika finally taking out the garage in the middle of the map so that these IFVs no longer get those free repairs, no longer have that extra bit of survivability. Out on the water, NeverCheese setting up his infrastructure, setting up his expansion. And another easy target seems to be this oil derrick. Pika probably wants to look into taking that out at some point, considering the other harassment he's been doing. And NeverCheese, you have to keep in mind the way he is going to be playing from here on out is with a very slight economic disadvantage. He's at an economic disadvantage purely because of that one harvester adding a couple of extra seconds to every trip. And over the course of the game, if this is a longer game, that will add up a little bit there, but a pretty harass-heavy game. Both of these guys not really going for the big armies, but instead going for the smaller groups of units, trying to get stuff done. Peacekeeper is going to be trying to clear that building for Pika. And these 4 Vindicators, they're going for the runs. And they went for the refinery, decided to not go for the harvester. 1 Vindicator goes down, and the IFV's narrowly able to scrape that guy out. 2 refineries up, completely unharassed, and it's very possible Pika is not even aware that those 2 refineries are up, which means the longer Cheese can keep the focus in the middle of the map on the ground instead of heading out onto the water, the better for him, because these 2 refineries, they're going to be paying for themselves, and then they are going to fuel his economy for the remainder of the game. Pika, on the other hand, just now going to be dropping that 3rd ref in just a minute or 2 as he expands out with his MCV. Peacekeepers coming out of this barracks on the north side, and once again, 2nd bombing run going to be coming in for the Vindicators, but that is a lot of IFVs waiting for them. 2 Vindicators go down, so that refinery is not free and clear. It's the cost of 2 Vindicators, and it looks like Pika still not going for what is perhaps the more exposed refineries out here on the water. Peacekeeper wars slowly breaking down the buildings in the middle of these maps. These were once proud hotels and warehouses, I guess, but are soon going to be just piles of rubble. The lovely folks of Industrial Isle, the proud people, their accomplishments just totally going to be brought to nothing. Who shot those Javelin troopers? That was like a crazy range from that building to kill those 2 Javelin troopers with the peacekeepers. But they both died quite suddenly. 1 power plant going down. 3 Vindicators going to be looking for some opening angles, and again, the geography of this map, the buildings, the water space, does allow a lot of angles of opportunity for aircraft units. But having this kind of ridge here surrounding your base is great for ground defense, but not so great when you're trying to chase down those aircraft. Cheese trying to clear the buildings on the north side of the map. If he could at least control that area and have the vision, that would give him a better warning system for spotting incoming attacks. And Pika, on the other hand, trying to clear out the buildings on his side of the map. Same kind of deal. Naval Yard going to be going down, and actually, is that fully upgraded, or is that just 2? It's kind of hard to tell if that's 2 or 3 lights there, but could be having some aircraft carriers pump out in just a minute for Cheese or assault destroyers to try and break down these walls and bust into the main base of Pika, because for now, he's just got these IFVs. No Apollo's going to be coming out to try and deal with these aircraft. Cheese, if this ore collector, no, it won't actually avoid the cryo shot. It will end up getting taken down there. But it's a power plant as well, so that's nice for Pika. But it would be hilarious if this path around actually allowed that harvester to survive and avoid the cryo shot there. Command hub from Cheese is going to be revealing that Pika is expanding out there and he's got a multi-gunner turret. And once again, Cheese's economy out in the water going to be really the thing holding him together in this game. And actually, a multi-gunner turret does get dropped down just in time, able to kill off that harvester. So Pika, he's spent all of this money on these refineries, on that expansion, and he's not actually seeing any returns from it until just now, as his harvesters are finally getting underway, no longer under danger of dying. There's the aircraft carrier going to be popping out, and the EMP missile has pretty good range, so I'm kind of curious if that will factor in. With this many hydrofoils, the Vindicators are going to be hard-pressed to really do anything more than just a single bombing run. If you send 4 Vindicators at that many hydrofoils, although if they're out of position, they may have an easier time of it. But if you send 4 Vindicators at that many hydrofoils, you'll probably get 1 bombing run, and then no one's probably coming home after that. Once again, Vindicators looking desperately to try and find something, and Pika with a little elite hit squad of Peacekeepers there, able to combo it with the... Oh my gosh, he's just going for it. He's just like, he's getting hunted down by superior numbers, and he just doesn't care. Meanwhile, back in Pika's main base, the aircraft carrier is going to be clearing out, it looks like, 1 refinery as these Peacekeepers are dealt with. 1 refinery down, and Vindicators, nope, they're going to be heading out to the kind of south side of the map. Cryoblast does go off, going to be forcing the sell-off of 1 of those refineries rather than allow the Dolphin to get the easy kill there, and the potential veterancy. Always annoying when your opponent manages to get a heroic unit and you're like, it's going to be so much harder to kill that guy now. He's going to be doing so much more damage. It's just irritating. Once again, aircraft carriers making more bombing runs on Pika's main base. Pika looking for an opening, looking for an opportunity, and going to be grabbing a little bit of damage there on the Prospector. Clears out whatever that was. Wasn't a refinery. But flying directly over the IFVs is not a good plan, although they do manage to turn around in time. And they are going to be able to escape, at least for the current moment. Very low on health. Another power plant does go down, and currently Pika has no answer to the aircraft carrier, but to the Navy of his opponent. And it looks like the IFVs do catch 2 of those Vindicators before they're able to land. Dolphin's going to be surrounding his aircraft carrier. Where are the reinforcements from NeverCheese? He's not actually there in time, and yes, the aircraft carrier does go down. The Dolphin's going to be trying to get out of dodge, and NeverCheese, he's going to have to hunt these down, but he had hydrofoils there. He could have been dropping that, dropping the weapon jammer, trying to do something to negate those Dolphins from actually killing off that aircraft carrier. But that was his big mover out on the water. That aircraft carrier did great damage for him, and because he never actually decided to build a second one, he's now at a disadvantage. He's now unable to continue his assault, and he's trying to bust in the front door while attacking the naval yard with these Dolphins, and it looks like he will be able to make some headway on the water expansion of Pika, which will definitely give him, well, it'll return the economic edge to him very clearly. Cryoblast going to be going off, a couple of these IFVs sneaking on forward, but can the Peacekeepers actually move forward to do the damage that they would like to? Looks like Vindicator is going to be returning from a bombing run, trying to clear up these Dolphins, but the naval yard did go down for Pika. NeverCheese going to be joining a second aircraft carrier, and I assume, no, he's not pumping out a third. He instead is just going, he really believes in living the 1 aircraft carrier kind of a lifestyle. This is a lot of Javelin troopers going to be get caught up in that cryo get-in, but the airbase is really, oh, he didn't actually grab the kill on the airbase when it was frozen. Instead, he's going to have to kill it the slow way, which means all of these Javelin troopers also wake up, but they're going to be walking into the meat grinder. So many Peacekeepers in an arc for NeverCheese, just slices right through, dices every single one of those infantry units for Pika. Absolutely annihilated. Pika's main base now in tatters, and Pika, if he's going to be able to pull this out, he's behind in pretty much every way now. He was, you know, kind of even in the economy for a moment, but now he's back down, and the multi-gunner turret in the main base is eventually going to get cleaned up, but Pika, he's behind in the tech, He's behind in the economy. He can maybe hold on land just because there isn't really a killer land army for NeverCheese. He's basically just been running around with IFVs. He never teched up on land. He never bothered to try and build a big ground army to be able to push on through, well, to be able to continue pushing on through. It's all just infantry, which of course, very vulnerable to other infantry, but also to crushing vehicles. That is a heroic aircraft carrier. Not very often in a game do you see a heroic aircraft carrier. Vindicator's going to be dropping all kinds of bombs and then returning, I assume, out to the water. Is he, No, his airfield is actually on land, so it's going to be safe from the Dolphins, but it won't be safe from the aircraft carrier. Dog does get taken out there. Pika starting to reclaim the ground. The combination of Vindicators and Peacekeepers once again doing a lot of good work for Pika. And it looks like those two Javelin Troopers not able to accomplish very much. That aircraft carrier going to be doing, again, some really good damage. Dolphin's going to be forming a line, but if you have to put money down on this fight, you're definitely going to be going with NeverCheese. I mean, at the very least, he has even just the aircraft carrier just to be backup. But Cryogeddon doesn't care if you've got an aircraft carrier. That is a lot of Dolphins frozen in place. Pika is going to be trying to bust on through. Can he actually do it? Even the odds, his inferior numbers with the combination of the one-click going to be able to clean up this attacking force. And now the hydrofoils aren't in good enough numbers to like weapon jam every single one of them. But instead, this Chronosphere, will he actually be able to fire off this heroic aircraft carrier? This stutter step going to be coming out. The Dolphins body blocking and going for the kill. That heroic aircraft carrier did absolutely huge damage, putting Pika back, but Pika has once again carved out a little spot for him. Weapon Jammer going to be stopping those Vindicators from doing very much, and pretty much a lot of the value. Well, no, these ore mines are still going strong. So, as this game progresses on, a lot of the value is going to be out here on the water for NeverCheese, which if he doesn't do a good job of reclaiming the land, that's going to put him at a serious disadvantage over time. But for now, Dolphin's going to be passing blows back and forth, trying to come up with a clear advantage for either one of these players. And NeverCheese was never able to actually successfully break down that water expansion of Pika, and similarly Pika has let these water expansions live for oh so long. Dolphin's going to be diving in. One of them is heroic, one of them is double vet. One power plant does go down, and a second double vet Dolphin there going to be able to allow Pika to do some pretty serious damage. And two Dolphins do survive, which means they will continue to break down these power plants, creating so many problems for NeverCheese. Pika, on the other hand, has to deal with his own attack. Dolphin's going to be coming in as well as a Cryogeddon, and already going to be dropping that command hub because he knows what's going to be coming. A great jump there as Vindicators trying to get as much damage as they can. They're waiting for the Dolphins to actually hold still so that they can do something serious. But this expansion now completely shut down as NeverCheese cleans up almost everything out here on the water in just about 40 seconds or so. Just absolutely slaughtered out on the water. A big block of Peacekeepers in the middle of the map for Pika. Vindicator's going to be coming. And that jump is so funny to watch with the Vindicators trying to go for the kills there. One heroic Dolphin, one regular Dolphin do manage to escape, and Pika rotating back onto land. Only 15 grand in combined between those two ore refineries, and it looks like between this one Dolphin and the Vindicators, Pika will be able to clean up that entire assault. So the Dolphins have all been killed, but Pika lost his water expansion. Meanwhile, NeverCheese holding out on land, still going to be running with this wonky harvester. And that ore mine going strong. That one single Dolphin not able to actually do anything. And NeverCheese, I assume, has actually rebuilt all of his power plants. Yeah, so he's finally back online with the power. Vindicator's going to be coming in, trying to take down the infrastructure, sending him into low power mode 2 seconds before the Chronosphere actually is activated. Could use it to just zap away these infantry, but no, he's just going to move forward with a ton of Peacekeepers of his own. Chronosphere going to be going up for Pika as well. And I feel like most of the time what people do with Chronospheres, and actually I think it was Vindy's who did this, who just got like crazy value out of teleporting your opponent's units somewhere else, right? So hammer tanks onto water, aircraft carriers onto land. I think you can even grab Vindicators when they're landed and teleport them somewhere else and they will destroy them. I'm not 100% about that, but pretty sure. Or even, of course, you know, trying to do something cheeky, a Riptide with some engineers, you know, trying to get value those various ways. Chronosphere down to 0, not being used. Javelin troopers on the high ground going for the laser lock on that ore refinery, forcing the sell-off from Cheese. And an assault destroyer now going to be hanging out with this aircraft carrier, trying to actually keep him safe. Vindicator's going for another bombing run. Are you kidding me? He's actually... No, he's not going to get it. Barely able to survive there. That one Chronosphere within like 10% of its life. Cryogeddon going to be coming down here on top of all of these Peacekeepers. A huge slaughter, but there's the kill. That's the moment, the big saving moment that NeverCheese was waiting for. Check out all of those Peacekeepers that he saved. Pika was really going to be hoping to clean up the frontline defenses there. For NeverCheese, he would have been able to just crush right through and potentially create a game-winning advantage for himself, but in a snap decision, NeverCheese able to zap away the Peacekeepers, and using an assault destroyer to absorb some of the damage that was heading for that Chronosphere was NeverCheese, so good move there by NeverCheese. Pika continuing to spread out further and further on the map, and it's just like, well, I guess with these Peacekeepers, it just looks like he's got this very long string of forces all over the map. Apollo's here to deal with any Vindicators, but this assault destroyer trying to carve through the Dolphins. It's not going to be enough. It's just too many Dolphins. They're too concentrated. Not enough defenses once again for NeverCheese, and I don't know why he believes in only building like a single aircraft carrier at a time. He could build even 2 aircraft carriers, use them in combo. That's so many Peacekeepers. Build 2 aircraft carriers, use them in combo, and then, you know, defend them a little bit better. He's gotten better at defending them against the air. Between the Hydrofoils and the Apollos, he's got that on lock, but these Dolphins continue to just create problems for NeverCheese. And of course, this many Peacekeepers, they can be problematic around some of these corners. They get really bunched up. It ends up spreading your army way out in a way that you do not intend. But the combo of Peacekeepers and Assault Destroyers, a classic combination of allied players, and a good way. Oh! The Chronosphere, once again, going to be just totally destroying that Assault Destroyer, teleporting it into some geography of the map, allowing Pika to come back in here with his own Peacekeepers to try and clean things up. And it looks like a bombing run going to be able to take out that Assault Destroyer. And no, the Chronosphere is safe for now. Turning around, it's like a Cryogeddon going to be firing off for NeverCheese on the back end, but Pika walks forward, doing a huge amount of splash damage to the very bunched up forces, but superior numbers reign supreme for NeverCheese. He's able to crush it through, although that may have been a very inefficient trade for him. This Chronosphere still stands. I cannot believe, after so many bombing runs, some of them successful, some of them being absorbed by assault destroyers, but Pika has been unable to take out that one Chronosphere. Power plant going to be going down. Although this attack, it looks like it's pretty much on its last legs in between the Vindicators and the new Peacekeepers coming up from the north. This is, it's almost it. One guy left. NeverCheese swinging back between land and water. He's looking for angles, he's looking for attacks, and it's like he goes between a big Peacekeeper swell with, you know, an assault destroyer, back to Dolphin harass, and then to aircraft carrier. And it's like he's just not, he's trying to split between all of these avenues, but none of them are being successful enough for him to actually clean up this game. Can you not weapon jam dolphins, maybe because they're biological? Yeah, that could be. I don't actually remember, but Dolphin's going to be trying to clean up that naval yard, and can they get it before that last unit pops out? The answer is yes, a heroic and a double vet Dolphin, while the aircraft carrier gets some value on land. Is he actually going to be able to clean up the Chronosphere of Pika? They both fired off once, and actually I guess he could have used that Chronosphere to teleport some of those water units onto land to make that last battle a little bit easier, but NeverCheese, he's been entrenched pretty well. Pika unable to break him, and a desperate game as these two guys keep trading blows back and forth. This one Dolphin is not going to be enough to take down that entire expansion. Vindicators on the run. They save that Chronosphere with just 40 seconds left. Pika able to take care of his buildings. You know, there's probably some guys in that Chronosphere. They have families. They work a 9 to 5. Well, actually, on this map, they never get to go home because all of the buildings got blown up. But is that it? So he's got double naval yard. Does he actually have the economy to support that? He's rocking 5 refineries, so he may actually be able to produce out of those two naval yards at least for a little while. But as the ore on this map starts to dry up, these guys are going to have to get they're going to have to get much more crafty with how they're actually utilizing their units as resources, as money is going to become very precious. Oh my gosh, can you believe this? Again, the big brain moves coming out here for Pika. Yeesh. Cryogeddon going to be firing off into the main base of Pika. He wants to deal with that multi-gunner turret. Aircraft carrier going to be trying to eliminate that ore refinery, busting in the front line, and going to be using the precision bomber to clean up the second multi-gunner turret. A barracks does get dropped behind these attacking peacekeepers, and they just can't decide what they want to attack. Bomber unable to do very much, but the crushes from that ore harvester, well, he decides to stop. He decides he doesn't want to crush anymore, and the entire attack, once again, gets thwarted. Big Cryogeddon going to be coming in, and, well, I was going to say there's the cleanup, but actually it does end up happening, and despite the Chronosphere being used there to eliminate some of those Dolphins, he's just able to push on through. NeverCheese has to deal with these last couple of Dolphins after losing the majority of his Dolphin forces himself. Big Vindicator run-by going on for Pika, unable to kill off that refinery. Nice jump there, saving that heroic Dolphin for just a couple of moments longer. And if there's not something done to clean up these Dolphins, they actually could wreak complete havoc on this map. I mean, on this base, the 5 Dolphins ordinarily wouldn't necessarily be the biggest deal, but when you've got nothing left to deal with them and the game is starting to go into this low economy mode, this could be dire straits. 1 Dolphin and a Riptide do pop out for NeverCheese. He's going to be able to clean up a couple of these Dolphins, but once they band together, never mind, they're not banding together. They're just continuing to attack some of those buildings. Reinforcements do arrive. One last big jump there as another Riptide pole comes out. It gets surrounded immediately. That's the kind of control that Pika needs to be able to clean up this base. Peacekeeper's going to be moving in, but entrenched buildings and Vindicators from Pika going to be able to allow him to hold the defense there. And that Peacekeeper army could be the last big move here from NeverCheese. The slow death of this base out on the water just through constant streaming of Dolphins could spell doom for NeverCheese. Pika able to hold on. He's playing the long game. Never really going up to that tier 3. I don't think he ever built a sentry bomber or an Athena cannon or an aircraft carrier himself. Even his Conyard is still just on tier 1. Big sell-off there. Again, low economy kind of a game. Low power mode for NeverCheese. He's dropping another power plant, trying to get his feet back under him. Apollo's going to be catching these Vindicators. Can they clean up some of the heroic ones? The answer is no. All 4 of them are heroic. And the Apollos, can they get them once they try and land? Hydrofoil going to be coming in, trying to do some damage. One goes down, the second does escape. And one Apollo goes down, a second is eliminated, and a third goes down to half HP before it's actually able to fly out of range of that hydrofoil. Athena Cannon, once again, going to be coming out for NeverCheese, slowly killing off these Peacekeepers one by one. I don't think those are the big brain moves that you need to be able to win this game. Coming in for the crush is this MCV. Right now, the Riptides are doing a pretty good job of avoiding it. A Cryogeddon going to be coming down, trying to eliminate the economy, trying to eliminate the power plants of NeverCheese. He's able to eliminate all three. The refinery goes down, the power plants, and another Riptide gets crushed. But that's okay. Riptides are expendable in this kind of a situation. The Athena does get sniped by those Vindicators. Death from the skies. And once again, reestablishing his MCV. But having lost every single refinery, there's almost nothing that NeverCheese can do. His economy is in shambles, and Pika continues to rake in more and more cash. Even going to be using a couple of Javelin Troopers on the high ground as his Peacekeepers slowly walk their way across the map. Precision Bomber going to be coming in. Takes out two Riptides, and I assume these two guys are just typing to each other in chat, probably going over the game. Otherwise, I don't know what NeverCheese is even doing still in this game. Forced to sell off even his Chronosphere, a building that he got pretty good value out of throughout the entirety of this game. There's the fire sale from NeverCheese, and he has been defeated. Pika bringing a pretty fun AVA against NeverCheese. Again, whoever that guy is, bringing a pretty fun Allied v Allied. And overall, a harass-heavy, no big army kind of game from these two guys. So, thank you all very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. And this is Sybert, signing out.